Welcome back, everybody. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. And today we're going to be talking about the new Star Wars Visions anime series that's going to be coming to Disney+. If you guys want to see more Star Wars content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. But let's go ahead and dive right into the video. So we're getting a Star Wars anime finally. So if you guys don't know me, I am a massive anime fan, from Naruto to Hunter x Hunter, My Hero. There's so many other animes that I just absolutely love. I have figures, I have wall scrolls, manga, you name it, I'm a huge fan. And the fact that we're finally getting a Star Wars anime, one of my favorite franchises of all time, getting a different style of show, different style of series, which is very interesting. I never really thought we'd see the day where we'd get a Star Wars anime. Of course, we've gotten the cartoons and the animations before, but this is completely different. So let's go ahead. I'm going to talk about what Disney and Lucasfilm said that Star Wars Visions is going to be. I'm just going to read what they said. So they said Star Wars Visions will be a series of animated short films celebrating Star Wars through the lens of the world's best anime creators. The Anthology collection will bring 10 fantastic visions from several of the leading Japanese anime studios, offering a fresh and diverse cultural perspective to Star Wars. So basically what they're going to do is going to take 10 storylines, 10 probably plots from the movies that we've seen time and time again, and they're basically going to remake them with Japanese style of art and anime, which I think is very interesting, because if you have watched anime, you know how over the top the fight scenes can be and how different it is from American cartoons. It's completely different. And it really it's very captivating to watch, because everything is so over the top that the fight scenes are incredible. And with Star Wars, that's something that can mesh very well. The fight scenes in Star Wars, from space battles to lightsaber duels to even like force battles with Palpatine's lightning, all of it can translate very, very well to anime. So I'm excited to see what 10 different stories they're going to bring and make an anime, because there's a lot of Star Wars out there, right? Are they going to give us something from one of the 9 films? Are they going to give us something from maybe a comic book or a video game that people don't get to see very often? And I would assume we're gonna get a combination of both. I would say most likely they're going to be, I would say at least more than half, if not more, are going to be from a important part of the trilogy, and they're going to remake it. Say like Darth Maul versus Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, or Luke versus Vader, something like that. That's very important and iconic. But maybe do something from the Clone Wars with Ahsoka. Ahsoka's becoming a very big character, so maybe they do something with her as well. And there's tons of different storylines that they could go down during the Clone Wars with her. Maybe they go to Jedi Fallen Order and make something with Cal, or maybe they go back to the Old Republic. Yeah, anyone? Maybe. I highly doubt that, but one can dream. An Old Republic anime would be freaking awesome. Or let me say this, make an original Star Wars anime from like the very beginning of Star Wars, like something we haven't seen before, something like 20 to 20,000 years before the prequels. That would be incredible. I've made videos on what happens during that time period, and I definitely think it can make a really cool anime. Don't think they'll ever do that, but that is something that I would love to see as well. So yeah, I'm very excited for Star Wars Visions anime. I think it's going to be great. No matter what it is, I'm just excited to see actual anime on the, from Star Wars on this big screen. I guess it'll be from Disney+, but it's going to be great. So if you guys didn't know, they actually made a ton of Star Wars mangas. I wouldn't say a ton, but they did make a few Star Wars mangas that came out from the 90s up until now. So I'm now going to go over those and kind of give you the plot and what they did in those manga. So they actually did the original trilogy plus the Phantom Menace. So they did make those 4 movies into mangas. I actually haven't read them. I used to work at like a video game, comic book, action figure store, and we had them for the longest time. And I was like, should I pick these up? And I never did. And I kind of regret it, because I'd really like to go back and read those now. I think it'd be very interesting to see the different art style that a manga has from a comic book. I love reading comic books as well, but the art style of manga, I just really enjoy that. So to see something like an anime, like a manga from Star Wars, is going to be fantastic. So they actually did make 2 Star Wars novels into mangas. They pretty much just took the story, made it into a manga, and those were Star Wars Lost Stars and Leia Organa Ordeal of the Princess. So they did that with those two, and they also did it with Legends of Luke Skywalker. So Legends of Luke Skywalker actually came out last year, I believe. I picked it up on the day of release, and I never read it. And once they said Visions was coming out, I sat down, read the whole thing in 30 minutes, and some of the stories were a little underwhelming. So let's talk about that right now. If they're going to do an anthology collection like this, that's what the Legends of Luke Skywalker is. They basically took 4 stories of different perspectives of Luke Skywalker, from the eyes of a droid, from the eyes of a little bug inside Leia, inside Leia's hair during the Jabba Palace whole scene. It was really weird and it was interesting, but it's like, why is this, a part of Star Wars? Like, why do we need this? It was just something, fun to do. It wasn't really serious. But then the next story was really serious. They were trapped inside caves and they were doing research. Luke was doing research with a student. It was very interesting that they had different perspectives. There was one where Luke was actually C-3PO. He put on C-3PO's shell and was trying to rescue droids. So there was a lot of different stuff within the Legends of Luke Skywalker that I thought I would never see in Star Wars. It was very interesting, very unique, and a very different take on the stories of Luke Skywalker. So if they're going to do that in an anime, I feel like they've got to be very selective with what they want to change. You can't change an iconic scene from Star Wars and expect people to be okay with it. Now, if you change something that's a little less important, give it more flair, I think that could work out very well. But just don't change something that's important to other people, because we know, all of us Star Wars fans, we're very picky about what, they choose to change. They've retconned so much stuff. They've went back on their words so many times. Don't change something that we love. Either do something new, do something less important that needs a little bit more oomph to the story, and I think that would be fine. So if you guys haven't read Legends of Luke Skywalker, I would say, give it a shot. There's a few stories in there that I didn't care for, but then there's a few that were like, okay, these were really good. I wish I could have gotten more of these instead of the others. I'll leave a link in the description to all the manga down below if you guys do decide to purchase it. It does help the channel, so I do appreciate that. And then the last manga, which I actually haven't read, but it is a standalone series, or a standalone story that was actually, created and developed for this manga, and it's called just Black and Silver. And it has a bunch of different stories in it. I'm gonna tell you guys those as well, just to kind of get the feel of what we might see during this anime. So one of the stories focuses on General Grievous pursuing Jedi, while another one focused on Vader's thoughts right before he turned on the Emperor and Return of the Jedi. So let's focus on those two. I would absolutely love to see more of General Grievous. There's not a lot of stuff out there. We know that Grievous hunted down Jedi and he stole their lightsabers and he was trained by Count Dooku. We all know that. There's backstory on that. But giving us an anime, giving us a short story about Grievous, chasing down Jedi and killing them, what Jedi he killed, and, his fighting style. How did he actually, outmatch a Jedi? That would be something that'd be really cool to see. The next one, Vader's thoughts right before he turned on the Emperor. This is something that I would say you have to be very careful with. Very important scene, something that is near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. This would be something very cool to see. What were his thoughts during that time? But you cannot screw that up. That is something very important. You can't mess with that. So if you think it's going to be too much, stay away from it. Don't mess with it. One of the other stories focused on C-3PO realizing who created him after his memory wipe, all while R2 challenges Vader to a lightsaber duel. So this is one of the funny ones that I was talking about that they put in the manga. So this one, C-3PO realizing who created him after his memory wipe, that would be interesting. Realizing that it was, Anakin Skywalker, who is now Darth Vader, coming to that realization, what just happened. That would be interesting. But R2 challenging Vader to a lightsaber duel, that's just a funny thing. I wouldn't want to see that in an anime. I wouldn't want to see them take up that time that they could work on something else, that they could do something else. I wouldn't really want to see that. In a manga, in a comic book, that would be totally okay. I don't have any problems with that. Next up, we have arguably the most compelling story in the manga, is where Vader, after surviving the Battle of Yavin, tries to figure out the identity of the person who destroyed the Death Star, all while training his own secret apprentice. So this kind of dives into the realm of the books and the comic books. They really do that. During the original trilogy, there is so many stories on Vader and Luke and them kind of like, if you guys haven't read the Darth Vader comic from, I think it was 2015 or 2017, it is very, very good. I don't think I ever finished it, but I read like over 20 issues. It is very good. I suggest you look into that if you want to see the stories of Vader during that time. It just gives you a different feel of who he is. And I really like that when it gives you, different emotions of Darth Vader or any character, but Vader in particular, you don't see Vader have different feelings or different thoughts about the world. You think he's just this evil guy who's out to destroy everything and conquer. So I would like to see more of that as well. Of course, Vader getting his own apprentice would be awesome. Maybe Galen Merrick, but the odds of that happening are probably 0 at this point. But who knows what's gonna happen? I would love to just see any Star Wars anime at this point, so I'm very excited for Star Wars Visions, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What stories would you like to see be turned into anime, or are you really even excited? If you made it this far in the video, I feel like you'd be excited for a Star Wars anime. But also, one more thing, guys, I want to say thank you very much. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm gonna make a video here in the next few days. I'm going to be doing a giveaway for my 1,000 subscribers, and I just want to thank you and give back to you. I really do appreciate it. It means so much that I've finally gotten to 1,000 subscribers and that you guys like my content so much. So thank you for that, guys. If you did enjoy this video as well, if you could hit the thumbs up button, it helps the channel continue to grow. And of course, if you want to see more Star Wars content in the future, of course, I'm going to be doing a Mandalorian video here soon. Thank you, guys. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video.